Good morning. Don't mind me. I'm just making my coffee. And I wanted to talk about today integration. Welcome to the live. Just making my coffee. Oops, let's see, y'all can see what I'm doing. It's like a drip. Welcome to the live. Just making my coffee. And then we can get started with the conversation. Welcome like no other. Grand Rising. Y'all can be with me as I make my coffee. Peace. Hey, Frequency Bliss. So before I get started with the conversation, when it comes to integrating, what does that mean for you? Like, where are you at in your life? Are you starting to wake up and starting to see reality for what it is? Are you already waking up and you already see reality for what it is? Or you are like in 5D? Like, where are you at in your life in this live? Like, I just would like to know where everyone is, like, on their journeys, because we're all I'm downstairs and this is the place where the connection's not that strong, so we will see how this goes. But yeah, where are you at on your journey? Because I want to talk about integration. And I never really used this word until plant medicines. Like, I for me, I just be doing me. I just be living my life and doing what comes naturally to me, and don't have words for it. So, but now I realize what I realized about myself is that I'm an integrator. Like, that's just who I am as a person. That I will, whatever I learn and it has impacted me, I'm going to take the time to integrate it. Best believe, I'm going to take the time to integrate it, embody it. But that's just who I am. And I realize that a lot of people ain't like that. A lot of people can go through the same experience and learn and didn't integrate nothing or understand anything, and so I'm owning who I am and honoring that, because I know everybody ain't got to do all of that. But I want to tell you, got it ready. Okay. I want to tell you that, period. Like, you can be a part of this conversation. You can help guide this conversation as well. Because I want to share with you the importance. Okay. I want to really emphasize, wherever you are in your life, the importance of integrating whatever you are experiencing. And this goes beyond plant medicines, okay? Because I'm even thinking about people that just had children. When you become a new mother or a new father, you must take the time to integrate having a new baby in your life. And I don't think enough parents take the time or even get to take the time to integrate becoming a mommy and a daddy to a baby. That's one of the biggest responsibilities and roles that we will get, is raising another human being. And being able to adjust to taking care of the baby, taking care of yourself, and if you are in a partnership, taking care of your partner, like taking care of the family. That's what I would rather say. Take care of the family, because your partner is an adult, they can take care of themselves, but you know what I mean. So everything about our life that we learn in the new phases in our life requires integration. And this is why I think people continue to chase different experiences. People want to leave where they're at because they have not completed the integration of where they are. So then we want to jump from this relationship to that relationship, from this city to that city, from let me say, not job, but from this experience, from that experience. And, people want to just keep going, looking for the thing outside of them when it's already right here. That's what the integration is here to help you with. And just like with me right now, what's present to me is me having to learn how to integrate what I learned with plant medicines. But now that I'm like a few weeks in, it's no different than when I left the cult, because I used to be in a spiritual cult years ago. And once I left the cult, I was in the cult for 2 years. But then once I left, it took me, I'd say, about good 6-7 years to fully integrate what I learned through that situation, what to embody, what to let go, what it mean, what it don't mean. It took me years, but I was able to take the time and created a life that allowed me to process that spiritual awakening in that way. Because I believe everything that we go through is a part of our journey and our spiritual awakening. I don't care what it is, like whatever you're going through, whatever you're in, it's a part of your spiritual awakening, believe it or not. And just like with becoming a mother. So even I had to learn how to integrate becoming a mom. I ain't know about no baby. I ain't know nothing about like taking care of somebody, and then having a partner and raising a kid with another person. That I didn't know nothing about that. So the one thing that I want to support anybody in is like, where are you at in your life? What transition are you in that's requiring you to integrate it? You need to integrate. No, you don't need no more medicine. No, you don't need to go break up with somebody. No, you don't need to do nothing. You need to sit down and look at where you are in integrating the phase of life that you're in. What is that? And you want to identify that so you know where you are in the part of the integrating of your life. So like, for example, I'll use like real life practical things. Like say, so you're a kid and you're going to college. Now you are out of college and now you must learn how to integrate, become an adult, getting a job and doing all this and that. It could be the most practical thing that you can do, or you can take plant medicines, and it really doesn't matter what it is, but you have to understand that on your journey of life, you're going to go through different phases. And when you can look at the phase and cycle you're in, then you'll be able to understand where you're at and then know what to do instead of running away, or instead of blaming or judging or thinking something is wrong when it's not. You're just in this phase of your life. And right now where I'm at in the phase of integrating my plant medicines, I'm in the second part where it's like back to reality now. Like back to reality. No more the pink cloud, of ayahuasca. No more the openness and the heart field and just the waves of ecstasy. No more of that. Back to me now. And so now I'm in a part of plant medicines to where it's the second phase, to where it's like I'm back to me now. And then coming back to me, it's like looking at me and then looking at situations and having to look at life again. It can be a little dark. It can be a little heavy because you know what joy feels like now. You know what love feels like now. You know what freedom and peace feels like and looks like within you. When you go to that side, when it's revealed to you, when you see it, you can't go away from that. But now you got reality here. now your ego is back in full effect now. See, when you go through the plant medicine journey, your ego is discombobulated. It's there. It ain't go nowhere, but it's discombobulated. It doesn't have the hold on you like it did because you're in the medicines. The medicines is going all through your systems. So depending on what you take, because for me, I did the mushrooms, and then I did the bufo, and then I did ayahuasca with shrooms. So I had a whole concoction, a whole buffet of medicines all through my body. So my ego was just like, girl. And then when I left, I say good 2 weeks, I was still riding it. I was still riding the wave of the frequency. I tapped into a whole nother frequency, with those medicines. And now that it's like, now I'm back to life. And when you're in this phase, you feel like you question whether the medicines even worked. All of the negative thoughts and patterns that have controlled your life have come back. But if you are aware and if you are present to integration, you rejoice because now you see it now. Now you see it. Okay? Now you see it, you feel it, you see the distinction. You know the difference between what love is and what love's not. You know what peace feels like and what peace does not feel like. You know what I mean? You know what you're capable of. You see it. You was in it. And you know when you're not being that person. It's like now you really have been given a choice. And I'm going to reiterate, this is my experience. You may not get that on plant medicines, but because I am a natural born integrator of life, the plant medicines, they really worked on me, honey, because I'm going to do something with that experience. You know what I mean? But that's just, hey, Sagittarian God, that is just who I am. No matter what you do, and no matter where you go, you're always going to show up. Remember that. So it don't matter if you join a cult, it don't matter if you join a church, it don't matter if you do plant medicines, it don't matter if you're in a relationship, it don't matter. You are always going to show up as you. Every time. Yep. And as you continue to grow, you'll be amazed of what that you is. It evolves and changes. But everything about you always going to show up to whatever experience you're in. And you want to take the time to get to know that you. And in every experience that you go through, it's going to show you a better version of you. And that's what plant medicines did for me. It showed me who I am at the highest frequency of who I am. Okay? It showed me that. I felt it. I embodied it. That's what certain retreats can do for you, where you're in these closed spaces. That's what they're to do and that's when I was in carbonation. That's what it was supposed to do. And in some way it did for some people. Like when you're in these closed spaces with people, like-minded people on a certain frequency, you are going to vibrate higher. Therefore, your gifts and who you are on the soul level is to come out. Is to be revealed. And when I was in carbonation, somewhat it did. It really did. But there was still so much trauma and so much pain and so much other stuff that we all were carrying, and so much control that we can only rise but so high. Okay? And in the retreat that I went to at Amara Sanctuary, I got to experience what carbonation should have been. I got to see, like, oh, now I see why I went to carbonation, because it was preparing me for this. Because this is what we were all aiming for. We was aiming for this feeling. We was aiming for this purpose. This is what we all were aiming at. For everybody that was a part of that or wanted to be a part of that. And I'm going to be talking a little bit more about my cult experience, because now I'm starting to see how everything is connected. Now I'm starting to understand why my life unfolded the way that it did. And plant medicines help me connect it all. That's what it did for me. And this is why I'm going to be talking about it until I don't want to talk about it no more. So you don't care about plant medicines, and that ain't okay. It was nice seeing you. Good luck on your journey, because that's how I integrate, by talking and communicating and sharing and learning, and then no telling what will be unfolded in this. That's what I did when I left the cult. It's like I was learning all of that, went through all of that, and then I left. And then what did I do? I continued to talk about it. I continued to share. I ended up creating offers and becoming a coach and astrologer and all this and that. I became all of that because that's how I integrated what I learned and embodied. It was just a part of my becoming. And so anything that anything that comes on your path, pay attention to it, okay? All of it. All of it is here to help you move towards your purpose. Even that narcissist, y'all, that's your favorite word. Even that abusive relationship, even that crazy person in your life, they are here to help you remember your purpose. They are a part of that. Your experiences, your journey is your own. But you got to put your blinders on and stop looking at what everybody else is doing, and focus on the life that's in front of you, because it's here to guide you and show you who you are and show you what you're here to do with that. All of it. Pay attention to your children. They're here. They're your little omens. Your children are your little omens, because your children is you, but just at a different form and frequency to show you yourself. That's what your children are. If you in this lifetime have children, it is because you are here to grow and evolve through your children. But if you do not have children or aren't able to have children, it's because in this lifetime you're not here to learn those lessons through children. So when you see people trying to have children so bad, they don't realize that they don't have any lessons to learn through children. But for the rest of us, because there was a part of us that could not evolve and grow and transform within ourselves, we had to, procreate ourselves or duplicate ourselves, reincarnate ourselves into our children to show us that part of ourselves we was not able to transform. And for example, my little boy, let me taste my coffee. Oops. My little boy, what he has shown me about myself and what I need to come into and transform is not giving a damn what people think. Not caring what people think. Being so into myself that whatever anybody thinks, it does not bother me. You understand? Let me put it right here. The lighting's better. Yeah, the lighting's better. Yeah. Yeah. He literally, nothing affects him whatsoever. Like, I'm sure like life affects him, but not his self-esteem, not his confidence. That's what I'm saying. My little boy has so much confidence and so much high esteem of himself. And he ain't gonna put up with nothing that he don't want to put up with. He ain't a people pleaser. He ain't none of that. And that is something that has stifled me a little bit on my journey, is caring so much about what people think and taking things so personal and considering everybody's opinion. Are y'all still here? Okay, I don't know. Okay. Yeah, so he taught me that. My child has taught me that. But as his parent, because that's a part of the opposite part of me want to stifle who he is. So I have to check myself and my own insecurities when my child is doing something that triggers my own insecurity within myself. He didn't create the insecurity. The insecurity is already there, but his behavior shines the light on my insecurity. So when we're out around people, it's like I'm all self-conscious about what people think about who he is and what he's doing. That ain't his bag to carry. That's mine to carry and let go. Because there's so many people out here that will not live their lives and be in their own truth because they are afraid of what people think and they want to please everyone around them. And so then they end up living a lie or just a very watered down version of themselves. You know, I'm sure so many people can relate to that, you know. So yeah, the message today. So this is what I want to do. Because usually I don't feel like making content. I just like to talk and share, you know. And so I said, I'm just going to come live because this is something that I have been like really thinking about, like integration. Now, let me ask anyone, has anyone in this live ever done plant medicines of any form? You can press 1 or you can tell me like what it was. Or you can say no. Like, no, girl. Mushrooms. Okay. So Tanny said mushrooms. I am JMD Cole said no. Yeah. And how was your experience on mushrooms, Tanny? Would you like to share? How was that for you? Because I did go to teaching mushrooms for the first time. Yeah. And I like the mushrooms. It was a microdose. But I really liked the way that felt. That was less invasive than bufo and ayahuasca. Mushrooms was not so bad. Yeah. Ooh. Would you like to come on the camera and talk about it? Because I would love... this is like my favorite conversation to have is psychedelics. I'm like implant medicines and just people's experiences and stuff. Hello, Cooley Lord. Okay, I'm back. Yes, the connection's doing okay. This is not the room where the connection's the best. My little boy is sleeping, in the best room, so I don't wake them up. Okay, so Tanny said enlightening, painful, expanding. And then, like no other said, yes, mushrooms and for ayahuasca journeys. All of my mushroom ceremonies have been very positive and amazing. And the Aya was hard work, but also very rewarding in the end. Would any of y'all like to come on camera and talk about it? Because I would love to, like, just hear your experience. I think it also will help others decide if this is something for them. Because I'm gonna tell y'all right now, I would have never thought that I would ever do ayahuasca or any psychedelic. That was never a part of my ministry, was psychedelics. But I'm so glad that I did. And I will say on camera, I believe every human being on this earth should at least experience psychedelics one time in their life. Should experience bufo, ayahuasca. I believe everyone should experience that one time in their life. You will be happy that you did. Okay, yeah, you could just, let's see. Yeah, what you want to share and, you know. And
Hello. I just got out of the shower. This is my first time coming on, but yeah, I'll share my experience. Just a bit of background. Like I grew up a non-denominational Christian and very dogmatic, thinking, and I always felt like that was, or I was conditioned to believe that psychedelics were like witchcraft, right? That's entertaining the devil's playground and blah blah blah. So my husband, who we were dating for about 6 years, he's very he had done mushrooms, and I went to Peru to do, he did ayahuasca, and I kind of sat behind the scenes, and so like he's kind of expanded my thinking on that, and slowly but surely I started to open my mind to it. But I always said that like I didn't feel called to do it anything yet. And a year and a half ago, I had had a miscarriage, and I think after that I felt called and I was ready. And so yeah, we did mushroom ceremony here, just my husband and I, and it just illuminated so many things about myself that um, I just didn't expect. And so after that experience,
well, hold on.
okay.
So what illuminated that you didn't expect?
For me personally, it illuminated this desire for control that I have. Um, that I was trying to control so many things, and I think that connected it to my childhood because I had didn't have a lot of control in my circumstances. And so whether it was controlling the narrative of how people see me, I don't want people to see like the pain or the struggle or whatever. Controlling my daughter. I have a 5-year-old daughter. Trying to control her behavior. Um, just trying to control all these elements of my life. And the visual that I had that first time was I don't know if you've seen these images of like underneath the trees and all the root systems and how they're connected, and like the movement and the stretching and the just the life that's happening. So that was the visualizations that I was having, and it was painful. It was like, you know, wringing me out, so to speak. Um, and so yeah, for me it was illuminating this illusion of control that I try to maintain in my life, to give me a sense of security, to make me feel comfortable and like I have control. So yeah, that was my first experience. I've done it twice since then, and each time is a new lesson. Each time is something beautiful, and it's interesting, the process. It's like kind of grueling at some point. It's really uncomfortable, and then toward the end it kind of like lightens up and you start to kind of see the beauty. And yeah, so that was my general experience.
What was the second you received from the second?
So the second message, I kind of lashed out on my husband. A lot of stuff, like I vomited on him, not literally, but
Oh,
figuratively, you
oh,
know, like all this stuff that I had been pushing down, kind of came out. And I remember like I'm going off, I'm saying all these things. I want to I want to give birth in my natural body. I want to have a farm. I want to have land. I want to do this. And then like I felt like he was just so silent. And I was like, "Are you listening to me? Are you hearing me?" He was like, "I hear you, but I'm not your punching bag. This is for you to go inward. This is not for you to come at me." And so that was the second experience. And after that, he was like, "I don't think we could do this together anymore." Because even the first time, there was some things that I confronted with him as well. And so he felt like every time that I did it, those two times, that I was turning toward him and kind of lashing out on him. And the learning experience for me after that second time was that I had a lot of things that I was just suppressing and holding in, and they needed to come out. And although, he felt like I was using him as a punching bag, it was quite healing for me to be able to express these things to him, like um so yeah. And then the third time, actually, I've done it four. The third time I actually did it with somebody that I follow on Instagram.
really?
Um, yes, Valadia Organica. She holds mushroom ceremonies. You might.
I used to work with her.
You what?
My husband used to work with her.
Okay, well, see, that's how I followed your husband, and then I got to you through that. So yeah, I followed her for a long time, and I think one time she might have posted something of his, and I was like, "Oh, I like what this guy's talking about." And he's from LA, right?
Yeah, yeah, in that area. Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm from close by East LA. I'm from there, and so that kind of like resonated with me, and then I just like what he was talking about. So anyway, she facilitates sometimes, and so I did that with her last December for New Year's. And interestingly, the mushrooms didn't work on anybody that was in the ceremony. They didn't have any. I don't know what happened. She said that maybe she had them stored too long, or I don't know what, but it didn't work for anyone. And so for me, that was kind of like, okay, I already know. And some of the things that she was playing, one thing that stuck with me was quiet the mind, open the heart, quiet the mind, open the heart. And so for me, the lesson was I already have received these messages with the two previous ceremonies. And I know, I kind of know what the answers are now. So now I have to do the work. And so eventually my husband and I did ceremony again together,
Oh,
and
good.
it was beautiful. And it was beautiful. We had a very primal moment where we were like animalistic lions, like on all fours, and just really connecting in a really primal way. And
Yeah.
so yeah, I think it was like this process. I had to go through this grueling, painful, yucky stuff that was just b- suppressed. And then eventually after that, I was able to like really enjoy and get back to a place where my husband and I could do it together.
That is so amazing. And I'm so glad that I listened all the way through the end because, that part where he was like, we shouldn't do this anymore. That was a part of the work. That was a part of he, something that he needed to face. And, when you were purging and, telling the truth and stuff. And so I'm so happy that y'all were able to get through it and do it again and this time have a better experience because it's all a part of the journey. It's all
Mhm.
perfect. And the thing about doing mushrooms or any psychedelics is doing the work. You know, it's like, and just like what happened with you kept doing and doing. In that last phase with Valladia, there was nothing. And so now you're like, okay, I already know what I need to do. I already know what I need to work on. Now it's time to integrate that. And I think that is the message that I want to keep emphasizing.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you have to integrate. You got to sit down and sit with what was revealed to you so that you can elevate and grow. Like, honor the medicines by integrating them in your life. That's how you can give back to what the medicines have given you. That revelation, that vision is now apply what they showed you to your life.
Right. Oh, I didn't know people can see that I'm on here. My husband's creeping in the back, and my friend Shar is commenting right there.
Oh, you know, only I can see you.
I didn't know. I didn't know it was about to tell my baby. My mom might be watching. Oh no.
I mean, well, it's beautiful, and I think, I mean, I don't have a large following in the live. It's like people come and go, so it's more intimate, and stuff. So yeah, it was a thing. You didn't say anything incriminating. So much for being brave and sharing, because it's like, what's the one thing you want people, before you go, what's the one thing you want to share with people that might be curious about mushrooms? What would you want to tell them? What would you like for them to know about it?
I agree with what you said, that I feel like everyone should do it at least once. But the one thing I would say is, do not do it ceremoniously. Do it in a ceremony and ritualistically, not for fun, not for, you know, uh, tripping out or whatever. That's what I would suggest. Make sure you're guided somehow and you are ceremonializing it.
That part right there, and thank you for adding that, because I definitely don't want to mislead people into just having a party, because I have so much respect for the medicine, and that part right there is, don't do it to trip out. Do it sacredly, ceremony. I'm so glad. And I think that's the reason why I speak so strong about it, because my first ever experience was in a retreat in a ceremony in the
Yeah.
jungle of Mexico. So
Right.
I think, so thank you for that reminder of when I do say that statement again, because I definitely will, to make sure I add in, make sure it's ceremonial and it's sacred, and not just you and your friends on Friday night being like, oh, let's take ayahuasca in the bedroom. Like,
Right. Exactly. That's dangerous
but
territory.
yes. Okay, thank you so much for coming
Yes,
on.
pleasure to speak to you, Miss Stephanie. I follow your stuff.
Uh,
I received. What's that?
my husband right here, she, if you want to say hello, she actually found you from Belay. And then she saw, and then she started following you, and then she found me, and then that's, yeah.
Hey.
Hey, and I'm from Pico Rivera, so I feel like you're from LA or somewhere around there. You spent some time
Yeah.
there.
Pepperino.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I hear it in the way you speak. And so whenever I
Yeah.
found you through Valady, I was like, he sounds like he's from LA. And then, I just been following your guys' journey. I have a 5-year-old. I know you guys, your son is around that age. So we have a
Yeah.
lot of commonalities.
Yeah. I just got back from the gym, but they're talking about plant medicine. So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah.
Uh-huh.
We
Yeah.
her much. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, and then that's what
Yeah.
she said. She went to the ladies' retreat, and I was like, I think I know who that person is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, she facilitates. Anyway, pleasure to meet you
Yes.
guys. And I'm following Journey. Congratulations on your new business. And I'm planning to order some coffee from my husband. He's a big coffee drinker.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
we got more products coming too, but yeah,
Yeah,
appreciate
I'm
the support.
excited about that. I love it.
Thank you.
All
All
right.
right.
Bye. Take care.
Bye bye. Okay, let's see. Let's see if she gets out on her own. Did she get out? Because I don't be knowing how to get people out the live. I think she's out. I have no idea. It's spinning. Yeah, it's like stuck.
You can't go to top.
Let's see. Oops, it turned me off. See, look. Okay, she's off. Yeah. Okay, she left. Yeah, it was just like that was wonderful. Does anybody else want to come on and share their experience? I know, like no other said, they did 4 ayahuasca ceremonies and mushrooms. Welcome everybody. Well, I'm sure most of these people are not here now. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Mm-hmm. So as you see that even with Tanny's experience, she's like, it's gonna show you that you can keep chasing it, but it's already shown you what you need to work on, and you have to work on it. You have to sit with it, you know. And if you don't, it's like, and for me, it's just like I want to honor my life and my journey and the things that show up because my life is sacred, and everybody that has entered into my life, all situations that entered into my life, it's all sacred. Like you can treat your life like a ceremony. Life is a ceremony. Hell, life is a ceremony. Quote me on that. It is because you have people coming together in your life. You have situations that are coming into your life that's here to help you connect back to the oneness, that's here to help you connect back to yourself. That is what life's about. Oh, and I wrote this is like, because everything is mental, right? Life, you are experiencing your life through the mental plane. So when you go into plant medicines, it's all in your mind. The plant medicines and what's happening is happening in your mind. That's the journey of your mind. That is what I can sum up ayahuasca, bufo, all these things as a journey through your mind. Well, so whatever is shown you through the journey of your mind through the lens of plant medicines, now you take that and you apply it to the journey of your mind in this state. You are experiencing you can't get away from your mind. So whatever anything that is showing up in your life is showing you that is in your mind to help you connect back to the oneness, to connect back to yourself. All of it. You meet no one but yourself. Remember that in any part of your life. What is this person here to show me about myself? And you definitely know that someone has come back to show you yourself is when you have a soul connection with someone. When you meet someone and they feel like you just known this person for years and it just feels so resonant and you just feel like you know this person, that's because that's you experiencing you, but you really get to feel it and see it in that person. Because some people that you meet, it's kind of like, oh, hey, but there's other people you meet like, oh my God, I feel like I've known you all my life. Yes, that's the person you really want to pay attention to. That's the person you really want to have in your life because they're here to show you a divine message about yourself. For real. They're here to say it's time for you to grow and elevate, and only I can show you that through the lens of who I am to show you yourself. So you want to pay attention to those connections where it's just like, oh my God, it feels like, pay attention to those connections. Because it's time for you to level up in a way that that person can bring that to you. Okay? And every time that happened to me, like I have a friend now that I've met, Natalia, that's her name, and I posted her on my page. And as soon as she and I met, it was like this. The first day we met, the connection, the depth that we had with one another. I've never experienced that with anyone. The realness the meeting of the minds that I had with this woman. Like I haven't had that in a very long time. And I'm so happy that I found her in this part of my journey, because she has been such an asset for me going through the plant medicines. And she's also done the plant medicines. So I didn't even know. Me and her had a similar journey. And so I'm just looking forward to what's going to uncover in that connection, because I know that's a soul connection. I know, and it's going to really be an asset into my integration on my journey. So yes, so I am complete with this conversation. And, and if you watch this and you have a story or want to share your plant medicine journey with me, you can hit me up my DMs. We could go live, because I want to continue this conversation. I want to start having real conversations about plant medicines, spiritual awakenings, but in a way that we can start applying it. It's not woo woo. It's not, no. Like, this is a corner of the earth where we can talk about the occult. We can talk about the esoteric, and we are applying it to our everyday life. We are applying it in our relationships. We are applying it within ourselves. We are applying it in our service. We are applying these things that spirituality has given us, but in a practical, real application way. And we're not going to numb ourselves or act like that didn't happen. Or no, we're going to apply it. We're going to integrate what we're learning, what we're receiving from the divine in our lives. Okay? I love you, and we'll talk soon.